Welcome to the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District's hydrogen fuel cell production station. Here we have solar power coming in, which powers our electrolyzer, which creates hydrogen fuel for our hydrogen fuel cell electric buses. It does this by taking water and turning it into hydrogen. There are 5 main components to our station. Number 1 is the solar power coming in. Then there's the electrolysis. Then we have cooling, compression, and finally the storage vessels. Let's take a closer look inside. The solar power comes in and starts here at the switchgear. After that, it's transferred over here to the transformer, which will step up or step down the power as needed to run the electrolyzer. We also have a backup plan in place so that if there were a power outage, we have a generator. This generator is capable of running the entire station minus the electrolyzer. So in the event of a power outage, we're still able to store and fuel the buses. Just like the generator we spoke about earlier, we have more redundancy built in here. This emergency stanchion was put in place to give us the ability to have hydrogen fuel trucked in and stored in our storage vessels. That way, in the event of a power outage, we're still able to store the fuel and continue operation of our buses. This container houses all of the electrical components and controls for our electrolyzer, which is right beside it. Next, we're going to walk over and take a look at the water portion, and here is where the water, utility water, comes in for the electrolyzer. It does go through an RODI process, which will pull out any minerals, impurities, so that the water going into the electrolyzer is in its purest form. You'll notice that it's pretty similar to like an at-home system that you have, just on a little bit larger scale. And here we have the electrolyzer. As you recall, the solar power comes in, the RODI water comes in, and this is where they meet. The electrolyzer goes through a process where it splits that water molecule apart. And as you know, water is H2O. So when they get split, that hydrogen is what goes on to the next portion of our station to be utilized as fuel. The oxygen that gets separated out in the process gets vented off into the atmosphere. The next phase in our process is the cooling of the hydrogen, which you can see happens right here. After that cooling is one of the most important steps, is the compression. The compression has to happen because it gives us the ability to store more hydrogen. The molecules come out and they're spread far apart. As we go through the compression phase, it pushes those molecules closer together, giving us the ability to keep a lot of hydrogen in a small footprint. And here's the final stage of our hydrogen production station, and it's storage. In storage, we have a total of 27 vessels, which can hold approximately 1,000 kilograms of hydrogen fuel stored at 450 bar. If you recall from earlier, the electrolyzer produces about 420 kilograms per day of hydrogen fuel. So it would take about 2.5 days of solid running to completely fill our storage tanks. Once the storage tanks are completely full, if we had to cease production, we would still be able to operate our buses for approximately 20 days.